Hello, welcome to my rescheduled holiday cocktail stream. I'm Philly. Welcome to my kitchen, and today, not cooking. Today, crafting cocktails. Now, there's good news and bad news. Good news is that we were able to reschedule. Yesterday was just not working out for a multitude of reasons. Bad news is that Hubs has an event tonight, so he is not here to join. So it is just me. So big apologies. Philly's gonna have to do, but hopefully I will be showing you some great cocktails that you might use at your next event, or maybe just for you and your significant other, or you and your roommates, but anything to make the holiday more festive. And if you notice, I've got music again. Oh my gosh, it's a Christmas miracle. So if you're here, please say hello in the chat. I'd love to know who's joining us and have a little conversation. But one thing I would like to know is the music too loud, too soft, or just right? I'm doing a new perspective. Usually when we did music, we did it from on this side of the camera, and I felt like it just didn't come through the way I wanted to, so I have it coming from over there. So I would love feedback. So if you are on, and I know some of my friends are shy when they come onto the stream and they don't want to say hello, but if you could just give me a little feedback about the music, that would be great, because I can adjust it. So I have 3 cocktails to share with you tonight. Actually, one isn't really a cocktail, but it is a great drink, and it's a make-ahead drink, which is always nice. Because for the holidays, if we're entertaining or if we're having people, you know, just over for a cocktail party, maybe for a New Year's Eve party, maybe, I don't know, maybe we just have some guests, some overnight guests that have come from family and friends. Sometimes it's nice to have some easy things to offer them, some libations, so to speak. So this one, the first thing I'm going to share with you is a winter sangria. So a little backstory to it. Not this bottle, but I'd opened up a bottle of Merlot, and I think I'd seen it at the store. It was a good price. It looked like it had, I think, a pretty good rating, and I thought I'd give it a go. And I like Merlot, especially like in the winter months when things get cold. I just like a glass of Merlot in the evening. To me is lovely. Anyways, I opened it up, and it was okay, but I knew that it definitely wasn't going to be something I would reach for. And so I kind of thought, well, this is going to be a waste. So in the summertime, or actually I think even in the fall, something had happened before with a bottle of red that I think it was a bottle of white, but I think it's actually been both in the past probably 6 months. And I've turned it into a sangria. So that's not to say buy yucky bottles of wine to turn sangria, but what that does say is if something that you open up isn't your fancy, if you like sangrias, now if you don't like sangrias, you might just have to dump it. But if you don't like sangrias, but if you like sangrias, consider turning that into one, because it's one of those concoctions that just gets better over time. And really, you can put some of your favorite things in there to make it everything you want. So that's the first thing we're going to mix. So I won't be actually having it tonight because I was drinking it at one of my streams, I don't know, a week or 2 ago, where I talked about the sangria. So this is the sangria that I'd made, and if you recall, I was all over it. I was so excited about it. So this is a winter sangria. So we're going to be using red wine, but as you know, sangrias can be white or red. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit since I don't have feedback. I just want to make sure this isn't too loud, so give me one quick second. There we go. Just turn it down a notch. So tonight, what I'm using is just a very affordable bottle of Merlot, and actually I think it's a really solid brand. It's not your best bottle, but it's a bottle that, you know, if I just want to grab something quick to sip on after work, you know, a lot of times I'm not going in and looking for the best bottle, the most expensive bottle. So Bogle, I feel like, is very inexpensive, and it's just it's very, I love Bogle. I don't think there's been a Bogle variety from Merlot to Sauvignon Blanc to any of theirs that I don't like. It's not necessarily the best one I've had, but it's like nice. It's just nice. So when I was actually going to purchase a wine for the sangria tonight, I decided to purchase Bogle because it's very affordable, and I knew that it wouldn't be bad, and this I could definitely drink on its own, but I didn't want to spend a lot because I'm going to be mixing a lot with it, so you don't want to get your best Merlot. If you like sweeter wines, you could use sweeter wines. I prefer a drier wine. I prefer a more balanced cocktail. So for me, I don't want to put a real sweet wine in there. I want there to be balanced. And I'll talk about this as I add my ingredients, because you also might find that it might adjust some of the ingredients you add. Now, if you're looking at my, what I've got here, this is for the whole stream. So making 3 things. Please don't think that all this stuff is going into my sangria. So one of the first things I want to do with my sangria is I want to get some fruit ready for it. So while I'm not going to be cooking, I am going to be getting a little bit of fruit put into here, because fruit soaking in the wine mixture just really lends flavor. It's like that's marinating and it's lending its sugars and its flavors, and it's all good stuff. So I'm going to get a little cutting board. Whoops. I tried to dress a little fancy and a little festive tonight. You know what? I don't feel like my big old knife tonight. I'm going to get my smaller one. I'm feeling a little refined. We're making cocktails. I don't want to get the big sword out. So you could put really anything in it. What I'm going to be doing is following in the flavors I'm using. So I'm going to be putting in apple, orange, and I'm going to throw in some cranberries. I'm low on my cranberries, so I'm not going to throw in probably as many as I would, but I am good. And I'm going to be using one in another drink, but I actually am getting some more cranberries on Saturday, so I might toss those in. So I'm not going to put too much because I do want to leave room for wine and some additions, and I'm going to fill this up. So this is where I kind of have to stop. So I'm going to be eyeballing it. I could get a container that would fit this whole bottle of wine. The problem is that I don't have space in my refrigerator. So you know what? That's kind of the thing that limits us sometimes. So Marcy, oh, hello, Marcy. Welcome. I am good. I am good. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. And I appreciate conversing with you through YouTube. Thank you so much. It's always fun getting to kind of chat with the people that are watching, and I love to get to know about them. So I'm making a sangria. So Marcy, do you like sangria? Have you ever had sangria? I didn't always know about sangria, so I was just curious for anyone watching if that's something they like, and if they like red or if they like white. So as I was saying, I'm just slicing up some apples to put in my sangria, because it's always nice to have some fruit kind of marinating away. I think I'm just going to put that. I don't want to actually put too much. I can always add more later. So I've got that. So yes, So sangria is a great use of wine. You don't need to get an expensive wine for a sangria, which is nice, so you can keep the price point low, and you add some extras. And what I love about what you add to it is kind of like, to me, it's kind of like a casserole. You just kind of think to yourself, your general flavors, what you're going for, and then if you like the way it tastes and it seems like it goes together, it's probably going to be good. So we'll talk about that some more. So I'm going to get some orange in here. And am I going to need orange for one of my drinks? I think I'm going to need some of this for a drink. So I might actually, you know what, I'm going to get one of these slices all set for my cocktail. Okay, so this one's gonna be ready for my cocktail. It's probably a little big. You know what? That's a little big. I'm gonna put this in my drink. So I'm just cutting up some fruit to put into my pitcher here, getting some apples, some oranges, and I'm getting a little garnish here for one of the third drink I'm gonna be making tonight. Well, I will have to tell you, Marcy, the drink, one of the drinks I'm making this evening, it shocked me. And that's all I'm gonna say right now is it shocked me. So I don't know how everyone will feel about it when they see it, but it was one of those that I tried because I thought, oh, I don't know about this. And it actually worked. So I'm actually really excited to share one of the cocktails because it was the most unlikely one that I was researching to use for my stream. So we'll have to see what you think about it. Yes, that's what, you know what, Marcy, that's what I like about it. I like it because sangria, it just isn't as heavy. And I feel like it goes with a lot of things. And you can go either white or red, whatever your preference. I tend to enjoy the white ones in the warmer months and the red ones in the cool months, but I've also had some red ones in the warmer month. In the cooler month. In the hot months. I can't even talk. But I agree with you. And also, sangria is something that you can lighten up in a couple different ways, and we'll talk about that. But first, I have some apples, I have some oranges. I'm going to go get some cranberries. If you recall, I like to freeze some cranberries so that I can put them in drinks. So my only cranberries I have left are my frozen ones, and I'm going to use some in a cocktail. My second cocktail. The second cocktail is going to go in there. This is always a hard one to get open. So this is a great trick. There we go. They're just frozen. You can hear them. They're completely frozen. So I'm just going to pour some of these in there. I could put more, but I'm saving some of these to put as like ice cubes. So you just wash them, dry them, and put them in your freezer. And then they make like ice cubes, but they don't water down your drinks. So it's a great thing to put in champagne or Prosecco because it keeps it cold without watering it down. All right, so you can see how pretty it looks already. We've got orange, apple, and cranberries. And I happen to be using a Granny Smith, but you can use whatever apple you want. The main thing is it's lending some flavor. The other thing we're going to put in it are some spices. And to me, this is what really makes it good for winter. And this is what made me ooh and ah when I was drinking the red sangria the other, a couple weeks ago. So for the amount we're making, I'm going to put 2 cinnamon sticks because I loved these flavors. Put 2 cinnamon sticks, 2 whole cinnamon sticks. I'm going to put, no, this is funny. I'm going to put 2 star anise. Now, when I was talking about this the other day, I was calling it star anise. And I later thought, wait, is it anise or anise? So I did some research because I sit there and obsess about, like now that I never thought about things and how we pronounce things when I was just talking to my friends or talking to my husband. But all of a sudden you get on a camera and you're going to people in different places, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I need to be careful on how I'm pronouncing things. So I looked it up, and many people will call this star anise. And I talked about my anise cookies that my grandma, the recipe that I made, a month or 2 ago, and I said anise. But for whatever reason, when it was star anise, I wanted to say anise. Well, I did find out that there's parts of our country here in America where they call it anise because there's maybe down in Louisiana, there's a French connection down there, and it is a French word, so it can the pronunciation can kind of change. So I'm going to today just call it anise because it makes sense because that's what I call my grandma's cookies. It smells so good. It has like that licoricey smell. And pop those in. And then I'm going to pop in some whole cloves. Now, if you do not have all these whole, spices, I would say the one to not worry about. Now, it gives it really unique flavor. But the star anise might be one that you might think, I'm never going to use that for anything else. But whole cloves you can put and poke into an orange, and you can put for like mulled cider, and use them for some other things like that. And then cinnamon sticks are great just for actually, tucking in like a pretty little bag and, putting in your drawer just to help things smell good in your bedroom drawers, or it can be used for like potpourri, or it can be used as we did with one of our cocktails. Where'd they go? One of our cocktails in the fall, we used it in that what was it called? The apple, I can't remember the name of it. The apple juice, the vodka, the lime juice. So we put that in there too. So I'm gonna put 4. I think I've got 5, but they're really tiny. I'm putting 4 in. You don't need a ton of them. Cloves, they have that something. I don't know. I really think cloves, if you had to just pick 2, I'd do cloves and cinnamon stick. But the dried spice, the whole spices are what really, really takes it next level. Marcy, I agree. It is a funny word to pronounce. In fact, I always think of my friend Archie because during one of my streams, I use Worcestershire sauce in a lot of recipes. It's just especially winter recipes. It's something that is a common ingredient. And during the stream, I think I was saying Worcestershire because I find, at least in our country, depending upon where you live, different words can take on a little bit different accents, right? And so in any event, later I'm watching that, I'm like, why am I saying Worcestershire? Because usually I say Worcestershire, and that little difference from sheer to shire, can really it can make things sound different, and people go, oh, well, you're not saying that right or whatnot. So I'm much more, I said, now that I'm realizing, like, I'm really trying to be careful about how I pronounce things, but I am not going to ever say I'm perfect whatsoever, because I'm not. So I'm going to make mistakes. Even though I'm a teacher, I still can pronounce things incorrectly sometimes. But it's just funny because it's a word I use a lot, Worcestershire, and I think I was just putting an accent on it one day. So, you know, things like that happen. So we've got our spices, our fruit, and now we're going to add the good stuff. So I don't think, like as I mentioned, this is going to fit a full bottle of wine. If you have a container that does, use it. But I'm just going to fill what I can and leave room for some of the other good stuff. So in here, so think about this as marinating. I'm going to pour quite a bit of this wine in, and who knows, maybe more will fit in here than I think. But I know I need some more room for some other good stuff. Oh, this might work, friends. Oh, I don't know. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop because I just want to make sure I have room to stir it. So I'm putting about this much. I might top it off at the end if I have enough room. So I'm pouring a good amount of that red wine in there. And then what I'm going to do is get, what did I put? Oh, it's right here. I forgot. I'm going to put some apple cider because I did put fresh apples in there. So I'm going to put a little bit of apple cider. So people are going to say, well, how much are you putting in? So I would say, I don't know, like maybe a half cup. And so apple cider will definitely sweeten it, and I'm not doing it to sweeten it. I'm doing it because I actually want to get some more of that flavor in there because we have the wine flavor. I want to get some apple flavor. And then the other thing I'm going to add is some orange. We put oranges in there. So I put my apple cider. You could, if you had apple brandy, you could put apple brandy in there. You know, think about your liqueurs for places to go and reach to make your sangrias, because whether it's white or whether it's red, those are your go-tos to help make this, give it that little something something. So I put the cider in because I don't have apple brandy, and then I'm going to put in some orange. Now you have lots of choices. As I mentioned, I don't like a super sweet drink, so I could pick triple sec, I could pick Cointreau, I could pick Aperol. All of those run sweeter. I know Aperol is considered like a little bit of a bitter, but really it's pretty sweet. So we have, as you know, I've been into Campari lately, and Campari is more bitter than Aperol, and definitely more bitter than, in a different flavor profile than triple sec and Cointreau, but I really like it. And so I'm kind of obsessed with Cointreau right now, and you'll see that in one of our other drinks. Campari right now. So I wanted to use this in it, and I love it because I feel like it really makes the sangria complex. But to me, the main thing is find an orange liqueur in your cabinet and add it to it. And I'm going to add about a half cup. There we go. So we did a half cup cider, a half cup of Campari, and I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So I think I'm going to stir it first, and then I have, oh, where's my stir? There it is. And then I have room, I think, to add the rest of my wine. So you can see already this looks pretty. And this is going to hang out and marinate in our refrigerator. And I'm telling you, you could have a sip right now when you're making it. It's just not going to taste at all like the finished product. It's not going to taste bad, but it's just you're just going to taste basically the wine and the apple cider and the Campari. Now, if you want to add some other things to this, you could add like a blackberry liqueur. You could add quite a few different liqueurs, maybe a cherry liqueur, just something that's kind of more with that, that's not so much the summer fruits. And let me see here. I'm going to add the rest of my wine. Yep, I think it's going to work. Ooh, that's going to be pretty top. Oh, it works. Yay. All set. And what's going to be nice with this is Thursday. This is Friday Eve, right? Is on Saturday, we're celebrating Hub's birthday. Family's coming over, making spaghetti and meatballs. And so this will be already made for whoever wants some sangria when they first arrive. So this will be lovely, easy. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was some ways you could serve it. So one thing you can do is you can put some fruit in a glass, fill it with ice, and just pour the sangria in. If your guest kind of wants a lighter drink, add some club soda or sparkling water, just to lighten it up. Another way to make it even more special is to add some Prosecco. So it adds the bubbles, but it does add another wine, but it just kind of gives it more of a bubbly mouthfeel. You could also add a little bit of club soda and some Prosecco. So if you kind of want the bubbly take, then consider adding one or both of those. If you want it just to be more of the sangria juice take, then you don't have to add anything at all. Definitely add lots of ice and definitely get some of that good fruit. You'll find your guests snacking on that fruit. Now, do tell them that those cranberries, nothing has been done. So I don't know that I would need a cranberry because they're going to be pretty sour, but the apples and the oranges will be delicious. And I also like putting just like maybe an orange on the side just to make it look pretty in the glass. So this is good to go. I'm going to wrap it with saran wrap. You would like to wait at least a day. Or if you make it in the morning, you could have it that night. But I'm telling you, after day 2 even, is really good. So there's nothing wrong with making this 2 days ahead of time. And some of you might wonder how long you can drink it. Now, I don't know what the safety board says, but I have found with sangria that you can definitely drink it through 4 days if it lasts around there. Like, you know, and I'm sure even the 5th day be fine. I wouldn't go past 5 days because it might start getting funky, but this is so delicious. So we will be having this on Saturday, and if you try it, let me know. Let me know the combinations that you try and that have worked well for you, and let us know in the comments below. So this is our first drink, winter sangria. Put that away in the fridge so it can get more and more yummy. Archie said, oh, Marcy, thank you, by the way. Happy birthday to your husband next Saturday. Thank you, Marcy. And Cherry does give it a nice pop. Absolutely. And Archie, hope Hubs isn't going to let himself down on his birthday like last year. You crack me up. Yeah, well, he looks great for 85, don't you think? Didn't you know? And he can't be here tonight because he has an event, because you know a lot of times around this time of year there's lots of different things going on, people have Christmas parties and such. So unfortunately, me moving the stream to tonight, he was going to have to miss it. So I'm going to save him one of the drinks actually and put it in there, although he's going to be angry about the drink I'm going to save him because he's going to rather me save the second one. So yes, garnish makes your glass look very attractive, Marcy. And you know what, we kind of first taste with our eyes, right? So I think taking the extra effort to add something to your glass, especially when you're having guests over, it really entices them and makes it exciting. Awesome. Okay, so our next drink. So that is more of the, we're done with like, not the busy work, but that was a little bit more, had a little more going towards it. So I'm going to take these away because now we're almost done with prepping. Let me just get this because I'll need this. Now, the second drink, I really, as I mentioned, I did not think I was going to make the second drink. So when I was researching drinks, because I wanted to find some new ones. I mean, I shared with you last month the roasted cranberry clove cocktail that you do with Prosecco or champagne, you know, that sparkling wine. But I'd already shared that. That's one we've been using here in our family for years. So I wanted to find some new ones. So and let me put this away. One of the things I did was check out and scour over a ton of recipes online. I just wanted to find kind of some different things that people were making. And so the one I'm going to make next, I will tell you, when I read it, I was like, what? And if I'm being honest, I actually, it was one of those things I had to try because I'm like, this is going to be awful. I truly thought, like, I can't picture this. This doesn't make sense to me. And so I got to try it. Like, isn't that what we do? We're like, no, that'd be awful. I got to try it. So that's how it was. By the way, Marcy and Archie, question for you, my friends. Can you hear the music? Or do you just hear me? I know when I'm talking, you mostly hear me, but can you hear the music at all? Like, I'm just trying to get a set. My music's finally working. I'm trying to get a feel for volume. So let me know about that. So I'll look for your response there. This recipe, by the way, my sangria recipe, I listed everything down below. And the other two I have links to down below. So this one is the Christmas Cosmopolitan. And it's on a website, but the website got it from called the Big Holiday Food Book. And it involves, let me just share with you. Oh, wait, I forgot the one thing it involves. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. My goodness. Do I need anything else on here? Oh, my word. It involves vodka, a little shifting, Malibu rum, what? And cranberry juice. So when I saw this drink, sure it looked pretty, but I'm telling you, I couldn't put those together. I was like, that's weird. And how is that going to be good? So I'm reading the comments and everyone's like, this is delicious. Oh my gosh, it was a hit at the party. Everyone wanted it. And so I thought, okay, you know, I'm gonna give it a go. So let's see. Archie, music is great, volume is perfect. Okay, great, Marcy. Thank you, Archie and Marcy, I appreciate that. So yes, I'm gonna make a cocktail that has Malibu rum, which is not what you expect to see in the wintertime for sure, and vodka. So I really liked it, I gotta say. But I'm gonna try one thing a little bit different for this recipe because I made it straight away the way they showed it on the link, and I'll talk about what those measurements are. And I'm gonna tweak it a little bit because, as I mentioned, I don't care for a really sweet drink. So when I first read the measurements, in fact, I'm just gonna let you know what they are. So in our shaker, we are gonna be putting 2 ounces of vodka, 1 ounce of Malibu rum, and 4 ounces of cranberry juice. When I read that, I gotta say, I thought, oh, that is a lot of cranberry juice. Like, it kind of took me back. But one thing I've always done, mostly, I'd say 90% of the time, is when I have a recipe, whether it's a cocktail or a food recipe, I usually make it per the directions that first time, unless I know to my gut that, like, this is just not the right way to go. But 90% of the time, I will give that cook my trust, give it a go, and then make adjustments afterwards if I need to. So I made it per the instructions, and it was good. I gotta tell you, it was good. It was sweet, but for whatever reason, it worked. Like, it really worked. And even Hubs liked it. Now, would Hubs probably order that? No. He likes his bourbon. He likes, like, those more liquor-y drinks. But he was like, this is good. And he was a little suspect too. But today, I'm gonna make it a little less sweet with only 3 ounces of the cranberry, and I'll let you know how that is, okay? I will say the 4 to 2 to 1 was very tasty, but I'm gonna make it a little bit less just to see. So this is what we're gonna do. The first thing I'm gonna do is the first thing I'm gonna do is garnish my glass. So to a martini glass, or really, it could be a coupe, it could be a wine glass. Oh, I needed my little lemon. You're going to use, it could be lemon juice, it could be lime juice. You're just gonna get it moist around there. And then here what I have, oh, Arch, I used the word again. Tisk, 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 I used that word. And then here I've got sanding sugar, or you could use regular sugar, and I have sweet coconut. So I'm just going to, see, I should have made this a little lighter. This is not quite working like I was hoping it would. Oh no, nothing is going on there. Okay, so I'm gonna switch my plan. I thought my glass would fit in there, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna get another plate. You know, when you try to, like, make things simpler, and it just doesn't work. Okay, let's try it on this plate. So I have plenty of room. I need definitely more lemon juice because it is, so I'm gonna be aggressive with my lemon. Now let's see, because I want to get some of that pretty coconut on there. Now they had, so in the picture, if you click on that link, you see coconut beautifully all over the rim. Guess what? My coconut isn't sticking. So, oh well, that's all we're getting. We're only getting some sugar. I mean, that's pretty, but it did look pretty with the coconut, but that's not happening. So we're gonna ditch that idea. Coconut didn't seem to work for me. I'll put this over here. Now let's mix the drink. We need to get some ice for our cocktail shaker. Let me get a little bit of ice. Okay, so I got my ice. I'm gonna put my 2 ounces of vodka in there. I see these fancy things that people use for their ounces. You know, they kind of hold them between their fingers. They're like long, and they're like twick, twick. Yeah, I don't have the fancy ones. We have what we have, right? And it works. I need 1 ounce of Malibu. I know this is crazy. This is super crazy. 1 ounce of Malibu. There we go. And I'm gonna do 3 ounces of the cran juice because, as I said, I've done 4 and it tasted good. but I kind of was curious to see if someone's looking for a less sweet drink, how that would be, because I could always like add it and reshake. So this is a 1.5 ouncer, so I'm going to do 2 of these so that I have 3 ounces. So I will give you my honest review, reducing the cranberry juice by a little bit. No, I don't want to behave myself. It's almost Friday. All right, you ready for the shake? I was hearing somebody said you want to shake it until it's too cold to hold the shaker anymore. Ooh, it's pretty cold. You can see it got all frosty. Very cold. All right. And now you're going to strain it in. There we go. Okay, so you can see it's a beautiful color. And then what I like to do is put some of those frozen cranberries in there. Some of those. I should have left them out, I guess. Pop a few on the top. You could always put a couple cranberries on a skewer and lay it across the top. That would be nice as well. Just to kind of give a little visual interest there. But again, the frozen cranberries will help keep your drink cool, which is nice. So there we go, let me show you. So it's pretty, it's festive. The sugar makes it look all sparkly. And now I'm gonna taste it. This is the less sweet one. Oh yeah. So I would do it 3. So again, the 4 ounces, when I did the 4 ounces of cran juice, when we tried this, it was good. Like I was like, wow, this is good. I drank the whole thing. But I actually like the 3 ounces a little bit more. If you like a sweeter drink, do the 4 ounces. But if you are more sweet sensitive, do the 3 ounces. I think I enjoy it more. Just taste it again. Yeah, I find it more balanced. I find it more balanced with the 3. I think oftentimes these recipes are made for more of the, I don't know, this is going to sound bad, but and I don't mean this to sound the way it is, but I think the masses in general, people like, I think, a sweeter drink. I think there's many of us that don't like that. I just think that it's often made just to kind of serve most people. So yeah, I would do the 3 ounces. This is so good. It's so different. Like this would be a great cocktail to have for your guests when they first come, you know, to a party. This is, you know, if you think about it, it's got 3 ounces of liquor in there. So it's pretty powerful. So I wouldn't like necessarily give people multiples of these, but it's such a pretty cocktail, and you could make this big batch. If you wanted to make it big batch, just measure out how many servings you want to do. And when you're ready, throw in some ice, scoop out the ice with, you know, one of those spiders, or, you know, a strainer, and then pour it in the glasses, because as I know, would always say, you could make these big batch, no problem. But this is really good, and it's really pretty. So this was the surpriser. This one definitely, oops, I want to keep this where you can see it. This one definitely, there we go. This one definitely was the surpriser. So let me know if you try it. It is really tasty. If you don't like coconut, then like, yeah, you're not gonna try it, and you're not gonna like it. But if you like coconut, I actually love Malibu. I've had Malibu just over ice before, because I just think, you know, it's just like a really sweet and fun thing to just sip on. It's really good. It really works. Somehow the cranberry, the coconut, and the vodka, they really work. They're super tasty. As you saw, my coconut did not do well on the rim. There seems to be a couple little pieces that stayed, but that was pretty much a fail. I don't think you need the sugar on for the taste, because it's plenty sweet, but it does look pretty. So if you're looking, as Marcy was saying, because you're right, Marcy, if you're looking to amp up the presentation, it is nice having the sugar on the rim. And the sanding sugar, what's nice about that, you can get that at a lot of craft stores by where their cake decorating, cookie decorating things are. It just stands out more because it's a bigger crystal, so it makes it pretty. Yes. Well, yeah. So Arch, so I've already had one of these per the regular recipe. And yeah, so I had a whole, and as you saw, it makes a lot. Like there's still some in this. In fact, you know what? I don't want that to totally waste because I'm going to need to use that. I mean, it makes a big drink. Like it's shocking. So this has gotten been diluted a little bit. Let me just take that out. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to put this in the fridge right now. Actually, I'll leave it there to look pretty, but that was the one I was going to say for Hubs. That's one he's going to give me a hard time about because he's going to be like, where's my bourbon? And it's not going to be in that. So, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. And if you're not here, you don't get to make the choices. All right. So my next, oh, no, that goes there. My next drink I'm really excited about. So I have a story with this one because you know me, I always have my stories. This one, Hubs found, actually. I'm going to give him credit. Hubs found this one, and we were just, again, we've been looking for just different drinks. Like, what could be something different that we'll like and that people who are watching our stream will like? And he came across this drink on, remember I told you the roasted cranberry clove cocktail was from a grocery store website called Wegmans. It's like, I mean, it's more than a grocery store. This place is phenomenal up here in the Northeast. And I think it's starting to spread a little bit down into the Eastern Shore as well. But in any event, great cocktail. Well, he found this one on there too. So I was looking it up. I just had a question about it. And I wanted to see like if other people made it. And I found out that this next cocktail was designed and a TikTok was made by Bryan Cranston, so who is an actor. So if you click on, and he's a really good actor, and he's hysterical actually. I really enjoy watching him in the different things different movies and shows he's been in. So the link is below. You can watch his TikTok. He's got a full beard now, so that's fun. And he made it. So it's called the Cranstonian. But there were a couple issues, because you know me, I love my drama, and I'm always going to bring an issue, right? So the problem I have with the Cranstonian, cute TikTok, love the TikTok, but I have an issue with mezcal. I love tequila. Tequila is one of my favorite liqueurs. I mean, I really think, I think it's just my favorites. I love how it is in drinks. It doesn't hit me funny. I enjoy tequila. However, I wanted to enjoy mezcal. Mezcal came through a couple years ago and was like, you're seeing in all sorts of drinks and restaurants and different cocktails. And every time I try it, I don't like it. And it makes me so sad because I want to like it. Mezcal is tequila's smoky cousin, right? And they always talk about that's a smoky taste. And I like the idea of that, but when I taste it, I go, ooh, and I'm just being honest, so don't hate me. I also don't like pomegranate, so don't hate me on that either. But I don't care for it, if I'm being honest. And I want to, like, it's one of those things I want to like, but I just don't. So when he was talking about making it, he was making it with mezcal, cranberry juice, and Aperol, and lime juice. So right away I knew mezcal was out. But I thought, ooh, I could make this with tequila because they're very similar, just not smoky. And which would be fine by me because I'm not caring for the smoky. So the other problem is I was out of Aperol. So Campari is Aperol's more bitter cousin, you might say. So I have the non-smoky hot cousin and I have the bitter cousin. Actually, that sounds like a really ugly drink, doesn't it? Because we have the more bitter cousin and we have the non-smoky cousin. So that sounds like a pretty hideous drink. Just teasing. So I used Campari and I used tequila. And then I still use the cranberry juice, I still use the lime. So everything else was the same. I even made this little chili salt to put on part of the rim, which I'm not always a fan of it, but I actually like it a little bit on this one. I'm actually not a salt person for my margaritas, go figure. I always say no salt. So in any event, Hubs and I both really like this drink. And it is very good, even without the mezcal and even with a less sweet, Campari. So that's what I'm making for you tonight. This is delicious. What we're gonna do is a similar thing that we were doing with our rim. We are going to I'm just gonna use my lemon here because it's already set. I know we're gonna be using lime in the drink, but it's still a citrus. Like, we don't need to get all funny about that, right? And I just rimmed it all, which is I really don't want to because I'm actually going to just put it on half the rim. And this I know works. There we go. And what I put in my mixture was I put some chili powder, some ancho chili powder, some chipotle chili powder, salt, and then I put a little bit of cinnamon. That he did not do. He just put tahini and some salt together. And what I liked is I wanted a little bit of that winter spice there. So it smells really good. It smells salty, spicy, and it smells a little bit, sweet. Oh my goodness! I can't talk bad about him anymore because he's here. Uh-oh. So that is our glass. Now, what he suggests is putting just one big old ice cube in there. So I'm gonna get a big old ice cube. Hello.
Hello.
Just in time. That means... Whoopsie, wait. So I'm gonna you don't have to use a big old ice cube. You could use a couple ice cubes if you want, but I'm gonna use a big old ice cube for this. That was what Brian Cranston did, and since I'm not doing his mezcal, and I'm not doing the Aperol, I'm going to use the big old ice cube. So my glass is ready. Now I need to get everything else ready.
Flower.
Oh, did you get a flower for me? Yes. You say hello?
Hello.
Archie and Marcy are watching.
Hello, Archie and Marcy.
Uh-oh. Did you go to a wedding or something?
No, I was at an event that
There you go.
I had, whatever.
You were special, so you got the flower?
I was special. And I will tell you this, that one thing I will say is that there should be an invention that there's an electric buzzer on your umbrella. So if anybody steals your umbrella.
Did it steal again?
Yes.
It's gone?
Twice.
He just bought a new umbrella.
So there was an old one that was left over. So I instantly go out, the wind hits it and blows up like a,
Oh, man.
So I'm soaked. Hello, everyone.
So let's see here. He's probably on his 12th cocktail already. Yeah, I think you're right.
I wish I was.
No, and then Marcy said, I had a blue Hawaiian, sex on the beach, and lime margarita. Wait. Oh, yes. I thought you were saying they were all together, Marcy. Yes, I love all those drinks. Those are all very good. And I think, does the blue Hawaiian have
Caraco.
the coconut? It's the Caraco.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how you say that.
Caraco, whatever.
Yes, and I remember I was in college when I had the first drink, Sex on the Beach, and that was very yummy. Let me see.
College and you first had Sex on the Beach?
Okay, I knew you were going to do that. I knew I should have never said that. How many drinks? He wants to know, how many drinks have you had?
Literally one. That's it.
Well,
that's what makes it even worse.
I'll let you have this drink because I just have to taste it. No, because we've got two drinks. I can't have both drinks. That's not going to work. Because that'll put me under the table. Okay, so I put some ice in here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to put in 1 ounce of mezcal. Where did my little finger go? Uh-oh. Okay, friends, do you see? Oh, here it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to put 1 ounce of the tequila, not the mezcal since I don't have it. 1 ounce. Okay. And we're going to go 1 ounce of cranberry juice. And we're going to go 1/2 ounce of Aperol, which now we're going to do Campari, the bit more bitter cousin. And I'm going to use this one because this one has a good 1/2 ouncer. Yeah. This lid has a nice 1/2 ounce. Okay, so 1/2 ounce. And then we're going to do 1/2 ounce of lime. And what I find, now this is not an exact measure, but it seems like most limes, about half of a lime tends to be 1/2 ounce. So that's what I'm going to shoot for. So I'm going to use this, but typically, let's see how right I am. Give me a second. Let's see. Yep. Money. 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce lime juice. So a half a lime tends to be, if it's really small or stingy, that might not be the case. And if it's really big and really juicy, that might not be the case. But just your general lime, general juice. shake it up. Really good. This you want to get really good. Ooh, it's getting cold. Okay. And I'm gonna put my little orange there. I've got my rim. There you go. You can see, again, festive color. There you go. Look at that. Let me bring that up a little closer. So you can see. See, it's got that nice rim, got the orange. Okay. Now I've already tasted this one, so I'm going to taste this one just to make sure it doesn't kill Hubs. Oh. That is so, and this to me is totally balanced. It's that balance of sour, sweet, and liquor. Like it just, I think this is fabulous.
So what is it?
This is the one, the Cranstonian, but Hubs thought we should call it the Phillystonian because I made differences, right? No mezcal, Campari. So I've changed it up a bit and I added cinnamon to my spice mixture. So we'll call it the Phillystonian maybe.
I was thinking the Cranky Amy.
He wanted to call it the Cranky Amy. Mars, what do you think about that? I didn't like the Cranky Amy one. I'm sure Archie would say Cranky Amy would be great, but Archie's on Team Man, so I can't go with him.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that pretty good?
Yeah.
Yes, very, very yummy. So we have our winter sangria getting ready for the weekend. We have our Christmas Cosmo, that crazy mixture of Malibu rum, vodka, and cranberry juice. By the way, I did 3 ounces.
Like
I did 3 ounces.
Can I
Taste it. I think it's better. I would do 3 ounces.
3 ounces
of the cran juice instead of 4.
I agree.
I like it better. Yeah, I mean, as I said, if you like a sweet drink, then do the 4 ounces. But if you like things a little more balanced, go for the 3 ounces. And then we did the Cranstonian a la Phillystonian. What do you think? Or you could call it the Christmas-tonian, right?
I can't see.
So,
My glasses.
I'm sorry, I'm not falling for that line. He does not believe the one drink. He is honestly giving you a hard time.
It was a work thing, so I was very well behaved.
And Marcy said, I tried a $10 drink one day about 5 years ago, and it feels like you had 5 drinks. Uh-oh. Yeah, that'd put me on the floor, Mars. Love the color, and the sliced orange makes it look colorful. It is really good. It is super yummy. And so you don't have to put the orange there, but I like the orange because of the Campari. It brings together the fact that there's orange in there. I know he's going to... Actually, you could just put it in.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. If you got those... Oh, look what Hubs did. He has a new way to garnish it. Just put it down the side, and that makes it pretty. So cheers, babe.
Cheers.
We will have the sangria this weekend for your birthday.
You made sangria?
Yeah, winter sangria.
Yeah, cool. Excellent.
And I made it to share this time because the last time I made it,
last time you told me.
The last time I made it, I shared some with him, and do you know what he did? Archie, you're not allowed to comment on this, but Marcy, do you know what he did? I said, what do you think? Because I was over the moon with it, and he's like, it's okay. So I said, no more for you. I said, if you're not going to appreciate my winter sangria, now he's not a big sangria guy. If you're not going to appreciate my winter sangria, you get none.
You did. None. You cut me off.
I did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so I will see y'all this weekend when I'm opening up my Christmas bake shop here in Philly. No, but working on my Christmas cookies. And anyways, but it was so good, Marcy. And Archie, great chatting with you, and anybody else that is watching, thank you so much for supporting the stream. Thank you so much for coming inside the kitchen for us fixing some cocktails, and we wish you a great weekend getting ready for the holidays coming up, because we have Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all sorts of lovelies coming up, and New Year's Eve. Some of these would be great for New Year's Eve. So let me know if you try any of these, or let me know what your favorite cocktails are. And until we see you again, cheers. Cheers. Cheers, sweetie.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you again, Marcy and Archie.
What's this? Oatmeal?